Hey, today we are continuing our conversation around being chosen for battle and the belt of truth. We've been looking at a couple of different aspects about the belt of truth. More than just, what it's used for is to hold up our spiritual trousers. We're talking about the fact that whenever I have truth, it sets me free. That's one of the benefits of being a truth teller. I don't have to be worried about the deception of my past. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. John Bradshaw, I believe, said that back in the 1700s. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Because deception is one of the tactics, one of the schemes of the evil one. There's a couple things I want to just highlight today, and one of them dig into a little more intensely, is that this truth involves kind of two things that I do in my spiritual habits, spiritual disciplines, right? So we're trying to cultivate in all of us the spiritual habit of silence and solitude. That's my quiet space with God. That's that daily time to connect. We said a couple weeks ago, you've got to decide, you've got to allocate time, and you've got to have a plan. So the videos here are a part of our, this is a plan. This is one way to do it. Kind of recognize, let me kind of inspire you towards something, and then you do two things. Do some examination and some meditation. Examination, look inside at where maybe deception has taken root. Look inside where maybe something like anger is taking root. Bitterness is taking root, right? I'm beginning to recognize, hey, the enemy wants to deceive me, to tell me it's okay to carry around anger. It's okay to carry around an offense. It's not. Why? Is because you weren't wired up for that. It doesn't set you free. It holds you captive. In fact, it puts you in bondage. What will free you is this courageous ability to do self-examination. I shared a quote by Scott Peck that I've had memorized for years. What does a life of total dedication to the truth mean? It means, first of all, a life of continuous and never-ending self-examination. To have such discipline, we must be totally dedicated to the truth. That is to say, we must always consider the truth to be more important to our life than our comfort. Conversely, we must always consider our personal discomfort relatively unimportant, and indeed even welcome it in the service and the search for truth. When one is dedicated to the truth, this pain or this discomfort seems relatively unimportant, and indeed less and less important, and therefore less and less painful, the further one proceeds on the path of self-examination. Lovely, isn't that? So powerful. I want to encourage you to be a courageous examiner. Courageously examine your heart. And then recognize that as you do, you're allowing truth to come in and point out where there may be error, falsehood, deception, something that would pull you off course, get you out of sync with the Spirit. Today, a couple of great texts to memorize or meditate on, which is in sync with this, which he's calling us to, in this belt of truth, to put this on. I'm putting these things on. That means I've got to decide. I've got to allocate time. I mean, you don't allocate time to get dressed. You're going to go out in the world nude. You got to allocate time. And you begin to do that, intuitively, naturally, it's a part of your routine. What if your daily time with Jesus of examination and meditation were a part of your routine? You just took time to put on this truth that allowed you to courageously examine your heart, examine your thoughts, and then to meditate on truth and what is right and pure and lovely and admirable, praiseworthy. Here's a text to think about today. Philippians Chapter 4, verse 9 says exactly that. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Then he says this little thing actually that's verse 8, verse 9. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice. Both of these things, having truth this dominant thing of what I'm meditating on, and a good model or mentor, then the peace of God will be with you. That's the benefit of the belt of truth. I'll see you tomorrow.